Oh my gosh, I am so excited. What's going on, everybody? My name is Cruz and welcome back to another video. I have the absolute privilege of being able to show you today the Aerospace Atmosphere version 2.2 Plus. You may have seen me review the older model here on this channel before. I absolutely love this thing. There is no doubt that this is 110% my favorite pedal and the pedal of the year for me, but somehow Isaac of Aerospace found a way to make this thing even better by creating the version 2.2 Plus. If you don't know what this is pads and pedal form, and it's not necessarily a guitar pedal, but who cares? This thing sounds amazing and you're gonna want to get your hands on it for sure. All right, let's not waste any more time. Let's jump right into it. All right, so here we have both versions in my hand. This is actually not the first version. This is version 2.1. Some of the differences between this model and the previous models were that some internal components were changed out to be better suited for the technology that is in this product, as well as the coating on the paint here, specifically on this black model. Now it has a nice powdered coating that does not leave fingerprints when you touch it. If you look at the top, even in this model, they were preparing already to give us Midi, and they were teasing it for a long time, as well as a USB port. Why is that awesome? Because you can hopefully continue to upgrade the model that you have, but also you actually can load in your own pads into this thing. For those of you who keep asking me, are there only major pads? Well, yes, but you could make your own and put them in here. So if you want minor stuff, do it. But what is the major differences between version 2.1 here and version 2.2 Plus? The two major differences that I want to point out today are that this pedal finally takes Midi. And so we're going to be able to control all of its functions via Midi. The other thing is, and this is something that I believe I had a lot to do with, and that was this thing finally has a volume knob. Check this out. My only critique, I would have liked some sort of volume knob. You're welcome. All right, so now we hooked up the new Atmosphere pedal to a MIDI controller. This is the Morningstar MC6, the older model. And I just want to show you really quickly what is possible when you hook up via MIDI. If you're using the Morningstar MC6, it's very, very easy to work with the Atmosphere pedal because it's already loaded in its system. So you don't actually have to have access to CC or value information. However, if you're not using this and you have to input that itself, then I highly recommend that you visit the website and make sure you get the manual so that you can have access to the value and CC information so you can make some of these changes that I'm talking about. So first of all, let's just say you want to turn this pedal on and off, such as press engage or abort using MIDI. We're going to set up a preset to do that. We're going to set up preset A. We're going to go into toggle mode, then name the short name engage, and I'm going to put the toggle name abort. The first message I'm going to send will be in position 1, make it a press, and then on type, we're going to make it a CC change or a control change. Open up MIDI library, and there is Aerospace audio, which we can choose automatically. Then we're going to select the model, which is Atmosphere version 2. So in this particular case, we're going to select the engage parameter. So when we press this switch right here, it will engage the pedal. Then as soon as we press it again, as you can see, the screen is showing abort. It will actually abort and successfully shut off the pedal. But let's take it to the next level. Now I want to turn on a actual pad and also engage a specific key. So normally if I wanted to turn this pedal on the thermosphere setting, I'd have to scroll down here and then choose my key. Pretty simple to do, but with MIDI we can actually do that a lot faster. So let me scramble this once again, change the key, and check this out. Now we can turn it off. Beautiful. So how did I do that? Well, we're going to repeat the same actions that we did here to engage the pedal, but this time we're going to do a couple of more messages. But the first message I'm going to input here is actually the key change as opposed to the engage. We don't want to engage the pedal just yet. We want to change the key first. So we're going to repeat the same action, open MIDI library, and this time choose the key we want. And I want to choose the key of G, and that's going to be in position 1. Position 1 will also send the CC message of which pad we want to change. So we're going to choose the thermosphere, which is value number 4 here. Then we're going to add the same 2 presets we did in our first preset onto here to turn it on and off. Then when I inevitably turn it off, it'll show off on the screen and I can press that and note it's successfully aborting the pads. Then we could set it up to do the exact same thing for other sounds. So if I wanted to, for example, use the stratosphere in the key of D, well, we'll just change some CC messages and boom. A beautiful pad in the key of D started. Now we can turn it off. From there, we can even engage another one, the exosphere in the key of C. And turn it back off again. And of course, the second biggest feature was they added that volume knob. So now we'll change it to the thermosphere in the key of G. And now watch how this volume knob can do a beautiful sweep all the way down. All right, enough talking about this thing. Let's finally hear it in action. I think that I would be dishonest with whoever's watching this video if I were to even pretend like this pedal isn't amazing. Like, I'm not even gonna waste your time in doing that. Clearly, this is my cup of tea, right up my alley. I love this thing. Let's be honest, this thing has worship team written all over it, right? But this is not just for worship teams or worship team members. This is an amazing writing tool, a creative tool. And the fact that you can now control it with Midi means that you could literally press a button and get all of your favorite features in an instant. It's still not a guitar pedal. So let's talk about how I recommend you hook it up. It doesn't have an input and output. It only has stereo outputs, and the left side could sub mono. So therefore, it needs to go out into the front of house or directly into whatever system you're using for the day. And then your guitar signal or your signal as a whole can go through another channel. But if you're anything like me and you want to incorporate this the way I'm incorporating it today in this video, then we have to do things a little bit different. One way you can do this is investing in some sort of ABY switch with 2 inputs and 1 shared output. That way you can go into an amp or to the front of the house out of that ABY switch and successfully merge these 2 signals together. But the way that I'm currently using it is in conjunction with the HX Stomp. I'm simply taking the output of the atmosphere pedal, going directly into the effects loop return, which is now effectively turning it into an aux in, and then incorporating that into my signal at the very end so that it shares my output but doesn't go through any of the effects or my amp. I want to thank Isaac from Aerospace for sending me this updated version. Do me a favor, He's already been getting flooded. That some kind of weird algorithm has brought so much attention to his Instagram, but I want you to go there and blow it up even more. Order this thing. I know it's kind of pricey, but it's completely worth it in my opinion. This is the only product that I think I've 1000% endorsed and I've used every single day here in the studio, like literally. If you like this video, check out some of my other content as I produce videos just like this one on a weekly basis. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next week.